Hey, what's up? Can you hear me just fine?
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
Perfect. Alright, I'm booting up an arena right now for you to come into. And while all that's going on, could you give me a quick rundown of you as a player, how you've done at some events, you know, stuff like that?
Well, I started competing basically this year. I went to two locals, well, counting SWT. The first local I placed like 17 out of like 27. I guess not too bad. And then at Smash World Tour, I didn't really make it out pool, so it wasn't that great. But uh,
Ah, did we play?
that's really, yeah, we actually did. We actually played friendlies. Yeah,
Oh, that's neat. Hello again.
yeah. Pleasure to meet you.
Alright, so I put the Discord information you need in our little Discord chat. So just come on in, okay?
All right, no problem.
But yeah, usually what I'm going to be doing is focusing on, for the first portion of the lesson, we're mostly just going to talk. And, or for the first game, we just play per normal. And then all the games after that, we're going to talk a lot more about individual interactions, things like that.
Oh, okay, sounds good. And doesn't matter what stage we pick for the.
No, it's all good either way. Choose whatever you want or random, okay?
Okay. I'll hit the random. Alright, sounds good.
Oh, I remember now. Because you were the only Terry I played that weekend, so... Yeah, I 100% remember now.
Actually, I was the Green Roy. I didn't actually play Terry in Orlando. Might have been someone else.
Shit. Maybe. Good burning knuckle, by the way.
Thanks.
Ah, you stayed on the platform. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
When you stay on the platform and shield, you're just kindly asking your opponent to command grab you. Not just for Falcon, but any character with a good one. Wario will eat that for breakfast, same with Bowser, Kazuya, any of them. That was meant to be Buster Wolf, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in that position, there's no reason for you not to go for a Buster Wolf. Were you trying to do a charge partition rising tackle there?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, messed it up though. It happens. No worries. Alright, so right now, one of the main things you have to think about is I feel like you're not moving enough in neutral. It almost feels like when you're playing neutral, like you're in slight slow motion because you're just standing still in place a lot. And I think that optimal Terry runs around a lot.
Okay,
you want to focus on when you are using your ground edge options, you're using them alongside movement. That way you're not continuously ending up in these situations where you're kind of hoping for me to miss a lot of my falling aerials, because if you're standing in place a lot when I'm threatening falling aerials, you're kind of just making it really easy for Falcon and other characters who want to land on you with aerials reliably to get them positioned how they want, and that's just not how you want to do it. So in a lot of these situations where you're specifically going to be throwing out a lot more grounded options, try and move with them or move before using them if you must.
Okay.
Like instead of jabbing in place, like do more jab, jab, run, or things like that. Like I'll show you what it looks like for Falcon. For instance, like these are all grounded options while I'm still moving around a lot, you know?
Okay.
That's, see, like a lot of what you're doing now, like that looks a lot better. That, you have to remember that not only for Falcon, but for a lot of characters with really powerful combo games, a lot of the time for them to get the right hits that they want that will lead to big follow-ups, they have to be confident that they're going to land a particular hit. And the way you make sure that they're not, you make it much harder for them to get any particular hitbox is by focusing on ambiguous movement, just constantly zooming around. Whether it's towards them, away from them, it makes it so much harder. Like this will help you against Falcon, Fox, ZSS, and a bunch of other characters that want to do that. Trust me, it'll help you immensely.
Okay, gotcha. Oof.
Also, when I'm getting down throw, you should DI down and away. For neutral airs, you generally want to DI straight up. For up airs, you generally want to DI up and away. And then for down air into knee, you want to just mix up which direction you go at percents where you can get knee. Because down air to knee is guaranteed no matter how you DI it. But at the very least, if you mix it up, you can make me miss sometimes because Falcon can't react to which direction you go.
Okay.
Like I cannot react to your DI. I had to predict it. So even if you just choose between left and right, unless I have a read on which direction you're gonna go, then it's basically a coin flip instead of you just dying guaranteed, you know?
Okay, now I see what you're saying.
See, you know what happened there? You were just standing in place again.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh no. See, all that movement helps a lot. Standing in place is not good. Zoom around. You're Terry, you've got good movement options. Like he's got good movement frame data, and you've got plenty of specials that also have movement attached to them as well. So like, you can make yourself pretty hard to get. Nice mix up.
Alright.
You're standing in place again. When you let go of shield, start moving instead, okay?
Oh yeah.
Good. You start just standing in place again.
Yeah.
Keep on the move. Keep on the move and just continue to throw things out that if they confirm, you will be able to get your combo started out of them.
Okay.
If you focus on maximizing your movement and then just making sure that you're still in a position to convert combos, that is when things start really coming together for Terry. Trust me, it'll make a big difference. Because right now, like, you're still converting, like, power dunks and other stuff off of these movement-based things. Like, I also feel like you're not really fast falling enough. Like you're kind of just slow falling a lot of the time, which think about it this way. When you're slow falling, I have this much time to react to you. If you fast fall, it's quite a bit less. And if you do these short hops with fast fall, then it's even less.
Okay.
Focus on being faster to minimize your opponent's ability to react to you. Interesting option. It is very risky to stand in place, though, even in those situations.
I was meant to be. What's it called? Vulnerable.
Nice.
Are you okay?
Good. You start standing in place again, just holding a move.
Yeah.
Avoid that when you can.
Okay.
Movement is everything with Terry. Keep zooming. Keep making sure that you're throwing out your things that give you meaningful combo opportunities. Out of curiosity, do you try to control stage in any way? And if so, what does that look like for you?
So for me, it's more like if I were to liken it to an analogy, it's kind of like hunting an animal, sort of thing. So it's like, all right, the more area I limit the animal from being able to move, the better control that I've got in my head.
Yeah, for sure. But I think you can make it a lot more detailed. That would be good. So,
Okay.
that's okay. We'll go over that. Alright, so don't actually attack. I'm just going to be showing you something.
Okay.
This is Pokemon Stadium 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This stage is roughly 5 dash attacks long for Falcon, okay?
Okay.
Which means if you're on the ground and I'm not confident of your position, assuming I'm standing here, my chances of dash attack hitting the span of space you're in, assuming I'm not confident of where you're going to be, is roughly 1 in 5. If I'm here, it goes up another 5%. If I'm here, oof. It goes up quite a bit more. Because once you have center stage, it's almost 50%. Or it is 50% once you're in center stage. And likewise, if I have you like at the ledge and I'm standing like here, dash attack covers all of your space. So the way you think about stage control is realizing that the closer your opponent is to the corner, and if you are sandwiched between them in the center of the stage, then you have significantly more space to work with for your options, and a lot of your options become more powerful. Your ultimate goal is to try and push people back into the corner. And then the way you're going to do that is by using a lot of your safer moves to put pressure on people in front of you. But make sure you're using your safer ones, that way you can kind of discourage people from wanting to mess with you. Realize that when you have center stage, everything you have becomes a lot more likely to work than if you're back here. And likewise, like, let's look at this. Here's my F tilt. This doesn't cover that much space, does it?
No.
But if I'm standing like here, it covers almost everything you have. The move
Right.
didn't change. But because of my positioning, its usefulness has become vastly higher. It has now become a significantly more powerful move by virtue of its positioning. And every move you have in the game follows this as well. Everything becomes way more powerful by virtue of how much space your opponent has to move away from it. When you have your opponent in the corner, that's tough times for them. It's very scary for them to think about what that's going to look like. So you want to focus on just keeping them there as much as you can.
Okay. So prioritize movement, controlling the space, and maximizing the opportunities I have through that control.
Not only that, but it's significantly easier to keep someone an advantage when they're in the corner too. Even if they're just trying to get back out of the corner from, say, high up and they have to land in this general advantage space, it's a lot different than if they're in disadvantage all the way up here. Because they have the whole stage available. They can go wherever they want.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm going to show you what powerful stage control looks like in action. Oh man, you wanted to land, but I don't know. Something about the fact that you had to land on that platform there made it really easy for me to cover what you had. It's almost like positioning was good.
Gotcha.
Good. I had little space left and you covered what was left with Power Geyser. Power Geyser becomes a lot more powerful when I can't just run away from it, huh? Stage control. By the way, I'm not even comboing you right now.
Yeah, you're just taking control.
That is what holding a position down looks like. I wasn't even comboing you. I was just getting a hit, maintaining my superior position, and realizing that you have so little options that it's not hard to cover what's left, and just continue to rack up more damage safely. This is how you win. This is how you distinguish yourself from people who don't know what they're doing. Is you prioritize stage control as a way of gaining space so that everything you have by virtue of its positioning becomes significantly more powerful. The closer your opponent is to the corner, the more power you have. Keep that in mind. Push them there. Keep them there. Everything becomes stronger. Take advantage. Oh man, look at that dash tech. Huh. Who needs combos when I can just stage control you to 73%? Nothing fancy. But it's working. You don't have that much space available, so you don't exactly have the best means to avoid it.
Right.
And back off you go again. That dash grab's a lot better when I can be confident you're not going to be able to run past it. When you weren't able to run past it, you were stuck in a corner where dash grab became way more powerful. Everything becomes more powerful. Take people to the corner and keep them there. No matter what character you're playing against, that is a formula for success. Because there is zero exception to the rule of this character being better or worse at ledge. Every character is worse at ledge. Some are just good enough at ledge that they blur the lines a little bit. Notable exceptions are like Byleth, Sephiroth, Pikachu. But there aren't that many, and even those characters are still at higher risk at the ledge. It's just less pronounced than most characters, you know?
Okay.
Do you have any questions right now as to what stage control priorities should look like in this context?
No, actually, how you broke it down was very clear. So now it's just gotta undo my habits and start learning properly by experiencing, of course.
Yeah. And Terry's got really good tools for that because you have to remember that a lot of what makes people more likely to back off from you is earning respect. And you can earn respect by just being scary. If someone is scared of you, they're more likely to back off when you move towards them. And if someone backs off reliably, that means they're giving you space you didn't have before. Which means you have more stage control, which means your options become more powerful, and it's just this nice little self-fulfilling circle of interactions that all just continue to feed each other. And it's great.
Yeah.
So, that's another reason why I want you to, on your own time, make sure you really practice maximizing a lot of your follow-ups in advantage state. Because if you are very consistently doing large amounts of damage when you touch people, and maintain your advantage state well to where it's hard for them to land and reposition, then people are going to be afraid of you because they're going to think, oh god, if I get hit by him, all of that's going to happen. I don't want that. And so they're going to try to avoid you. And that's how you get that powerful positioning in the first place, is through fear. And prioritizing learning how to scare people and learning what to do when they're scared is a big part of how things are going to work with these characters in general. Because in a lot of ways, Falcon and Terry operate off of similar skill sets, I think. Like, they have a lot in common with each other as to how they want to play the game. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I do see some similarity there.
It kind of reminds me of one of my favorite concepts that I don't teach that many people about, but I think it's perfect for Terry in particular. Do you know what staggering is?
Not at all.
So this is actually something that Kirby Kaze, an old school Melee Sheik player, coined the term for. But staggering is the idea. It's exploring the concept of how people are psychologically rattled by taking hits and how it affects their decision making. So let's suppose you and I are in a real fight, okay? And I give you a few really mean punches in the face. Do you think you're gonna have the same state of mind after the punches that you did before? Or do you think at that point you might start panicking a little or like feel like you have to do something?
Yeah, more like a call to action, do something.
Exactly. You have to realize that that you can kind of play games the same way. Assuming your opponent has any investment, when you start hitting them, they're gonna feel that on some level. Like, sure, it's not a physical level, but a psychological one. But it's kind of a similar concept where when you're hitting someone, they're more likely to think, oh god, this hurts, make it stop. And then choose hastier options than they would before. So you mostly just want to look at how your opponent is making decisions. Like, are they generally playing more patiently? Are they generally playing like more passively? Are they playing more aggressively and hasty? Like, you can kind of break people off into those three categories. And usually when someone starts getting staggered, they will basically level down a notch, if you will. If level 1 is people just mashing like their lives depend on it, then level 3 is someone who plays very defensively and someone who is much more measured with when they throw things out. If you have someone who's like that and you start hitting them a lot, they're more likely to not necessarily mash, but start playing more passively. If you have someone who's more passive and you start beating the shit out of them, they're going to be more likely to start mashing. And then, a lot of the time, if someone is generally a more mashy player, they'll just keep doing that.
Okay, gotcha.
So, you just want to keep that in mind with how you prioritize a lot of the kinds of options you go for. Like, perhaps a really defensive, more patient player, if you hit them once, they'll just like jump away and try to regain center. But you can expect that and just go hit them again. And then they'll be more likely to just make increasingly hasty decisions the more and more you hit them and keep hitting them without letting them regain themselves. Because the psychological phenomenon of hitting someone and then again before they have time to compose themselves is way different than if I walked into your house, punched you, left, came back an hour later, punched you again, left, came back an hour later, punched you again, you know? Like the way that's gonna feel psychologically is way different. It'll affect your decision making significantly more, and you can take advantage of that because when you make people want to make overly hasty decisions, you can just start pummeling them for it. Expect those options and counteract them. Like, one really good way that Terry deals with that is if someone's going to be mashing at a disadvantage, you can just parry whatever they're going to do, and Terry's got horrifyingly powerful punishes off of parry, especially if you have go. Oh my god. Yeah, off of go you can do like Nair, F till Buster Wolf and shit like that, you know?
Oh, okay.
Something to think about. Good. Good, you're not standing in place as much anymore. Standing in place? Bad. It's a death sentence with this character. Stay on the move, focus on stage control, stagger people and make them panic. Up, you were standing in place and pushing buttons again, and then you got hit.
Yeah.
Use your safer options, but find ways to keep moving while you're doing it. Better. But like, notice how much better you were doing? You went from getting absolutely throttled when we were first playing, so now you're like putting up much more of a fight. It's great.
Appreciate it.
Well, I feel like I don't need to tell you that. You can just tell yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it feels different when you're not getting smacked every single second, you know? You're defending yourself. You're putting up a fight. You're getting in some licks of your own. And that's important. It's not enough to just avoid like hits. You want to make people respect you. Good. Instead of what you were doing earlier, where you were just like doing those not fast fall aerials, you did a fast fall and then you didn't get punished. Huh. Nah, no possible correlation. Good. In that position, I had so few places I could land that grab became way better, huh?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Gain the position and take advantage. Good. Unfortunately, that's just a really bad position. Good. Nice. Interesting options. Good. Good. That grab was excellent. Nice coverage. I'm in the corner. Keep me there. Good. That's an option for when you think people are going to try and jump into it. But one thing that's very important to keep in mind with this character is that spot dodging is very risky against Falcon in particular.
He's quick enough to take advantage of that, right?
Yeah. And against Falcon in particular, it's a defensive option that basically doesn't move you. So when you're fighting Falcon and you feel like you have to use a defensive option, like roll, shield, whatever, try to prioritize ones that keep you moving. Because standing in place makes it a lot easier for Falcon to get the hits that he wants that will lead to kills. Because Falcon has to have, in order for me to get what I want as far as starting kill confirms, I have to have a very solid grasp of your exact position. And if you're just constantly on the move, it becomes a million times harder. That is, in a nutshell, why spot dodge is so much worse than rolling or just shield against Falcon. But rolling is still a lot better than shield as well. You mostly want to roll and otherwise just move around. And then if you are going to shield, never ever stay there for long. Just use it to like try and call out a potential parry, and if it doesn't land, go back to moving.
So you could like dash shield, jump out, and then like keep it going, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's a good example. Especially since if someone tries to react to that by grabbing you, by the time they react and try to grab, you're already gone, and then you can whiff punish, you know? Good call out. Not like crazy damage or anything, but something is better than nothing. I think you could have actually converted a downer off of that for future reference.
Oh.
So I would try to practice that because you can do falling up air into downer with Terry. In certain positions, you can also do a downer into downer and even nair into it. Although that's a lot more situational. Don't be afraid to use that move a lot, by the way. You're
Crack shoot?
Yeah, crack shoot is really, really good against Falcon. Because it's very hard for Falcon to whip punish it.
Yep.
That'll do it, yep. I like that mix-up. It's very tricky. That's another reason you need to learn to consistently do charge partition rising tackles. You know how to do that, right?
I know the concept, but it's hard to put into practice. Like holding down for like about 24 frames and then doing up B. It's just I can't seem to time the down input to charge it in time for me when I need it.
Alright, so right now, what I can tell you is that I'm going to give you some homework, okay?
Alright.
I want you to practice confirming your tilts into rising tackle consistently at kill percents. I want you to try and practice using it in situations where you read someone's going to land on your shield, because you can actually do the invincible one out of shield, and it's really good.
Okay.
You can literally use it as an out of shield option that's fast, invincible, and kills. On top of that, it makes your recoveries a lot better. It gives you extra kill confirms. And then you have something else that's really scary, which is you can chase people in the air with up air. And if you read that they're going to be in a high up position, you can literally combo up air into charge partition rising tackle and kill at stupid percents. Give me a second and I'll show you something.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can find the clip. Okay, I think I found it. Alright, so I'm gonna send you a video right now, and I want you to skip to about 14 minutes in, okay?
14 minutes, alright.
Actually, I'll just share screen. On Discord? Can you see my screen on Discord?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, much better. I had it on.
Look at this. He died at 39.
Hold on, it's just showing me like the 3 images. It's not showing me you.
No, can you see the YouTube link? Like, can you see the YouTube video? I was just trying to show you the video itself. Yeah, I'll just send you the... Skip to 14 minutes in this video, okay? Look at it real quick.
Okay. Okay.
He gets it 39%, and then he dies.
Ooh, gotta hate these ads.
Yeah, learn to do it while you're moving around with your aerials, because if you just read someone's high position and just do up air into charge partition rising tackle, you can delete people at ridiculous percents, and it just gives them even more they have to be scared of when they fight you. Learn it, trust me.
Oh, got you.
See, I want you to get consistent with comboing up air into invincible rising tackle. I want you to get consistent with it out of shield, and I want you to focus on getting consistent with it out of jabs and down tilts as well. Once you can do that with all 4, homework is done. Huh. Falling up air is a lot more powerful when I can just easily cover the only position you have left to land on. Stage control. Pretty good. Yeah, doing that, and if you really must spot dodge, it's almost always better to do that instead of not, okay? It's like,
Oh,
yes, that right there.
okay, got it.
That is what I want you to get consistent with. It's so good. Thank you. If you did an invincible one, that would have been significantly more likely to beat out my move there. You do
How
have
do
to
you
be
DI Falcon dice?
up and in.
Okay,
Usually.
so I was doing it right. Up and in? Okay.
Except the percents where it might kill at the off the top, and then just do like down and in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the main thing right now. Do you have any questions right now, by the way?
So far no. Everything you just laid it out flat for me.
Nice.
Oh,
I got you, don't worry. I got you, don't worry.
I can't.
I got you, don't worry.
Appreciate it.
You thought I wasn't kidding?
Hey, I appreciate you saying. He's like, I got you too many times.
I'm so glad just in principle that you didn't survive that. I feel like that would have been so much less cool if you did. So that was a game that happened.
Okay. So, another question. Well, actually, I do have a question.
Sure.
For air dodges, do some characters have like adjusted like invincibility frames and lag frames?
Yes.
Like, are some characters longer by 2 frames? Because
Like some characters' air dodges come out slightly faster and or last slightly longer, or both. And then some also just have better drift as well.
oh, okay.
If I remember correctly, Terry's is just okay. For the record.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Because actually, now that I remember from playing Roy, I know he's got like good airspeed, so like you could like air dodge, a little faster.
I
Moving
think
to the
Terry's
air.
airspeed is better than Roy's, or at least I think his like drift is better because Roy has good airspeed. It's just his ability to like control his drift is garbage. Like he can go really fast in one direction, but you can't like go back and forth very well, you know.
Oh, okay. So that's right. Alright.
Did you want to play any Roy today, by the way?
Actually, I wanted to focus a lot on Terry because I wanted to make him my new main.
Perfect. All right, we'll just keep working on Terry then.
Appreciate it. I don't know, there's just something about Terry that just like boils my blood. I actually used to play Falcon too when I first started the game, and then I just couldn't like push him too far. He has a flare, so Roy was like the closest thing I would say, the next closest thing for me.
Good. Good. Yeah, you just didn't really have anything you could do in that position, unfortunately.
That was taking me.
Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. That's another kind of situation where using the charge partition version would help a lot. Oh. Invincibility just makes it to where there are just so many like attempted edge guards you can just power through.
The double dunk.
Sometimes that can just happen in the matchup though. It is what it is.
Yeah. So for carries, it's really important to just take firm control of the stage so I don't get put into a situation that knocks me.
Absolutely. Focus on stage control. Maintain advantage state by keeping people in the corner and utilizing the fact that all your moves effectively become a lot more powerful by virtue of positioning. Keep on the move so that people have a much harder time just getting anything that they want on you. Think about staggering. Those are the things we've gone over so far, right?
Yeah. And of course, pursuing charge rising tackle.
Oh yes, that one's kind of broken, honestly, sometimes. Did you know, if you get a grab on the top platform of Yoshi's story as 0, you can do down throw into up air into charge partition rising tackle and it kills the 0?
What? I gotta try that. I gotta try that.
You know what? Let's go to Yoshi's story right now.
Alright.
It's not okay. Yeah, the whole point is that it's just when that's something that people have to worry about, it completely changes how they're gonna look at you. You want them to feel the fear. Because the fear is how you get them to give you stage control, which lets you hit them more. And you hitting them more confirms their fear and makes them more scared. And it just all feeds into itself and just keeps getting worse and worse for them. It's great. You picked Yoshi's story, right?
Yeah.
Alright. I can't remember if you need a little rage or not, but I think you don't. It's
And he says, down throw, up air into charge rising.
yeah.
Oh. Ah.
Okay, not at 0, but it's like 10 or something. You can also do that.
Regular time.
Yeah, just kill at 10. I think you need a little bit of rage.
You got it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you.
It's kind of broken.
I'll say.
Like I said, rising tackle is kind of good. You can just read people jumping and just say, "What you doing?" and just kill them. Invincibility, baby!
It's funny because I was trying to do the same thing. But yeah, I see what you're talking about.
It's really, really good. Invincibility on startup means that if someone just challenges you, you just beat it. It doesn't matter what it is. You beat it.
Just let it.
And then they die.
Alright.
It's great. Alright, I've made my point.
Got you.
Elige un personaje. Capitán Falcon.
I think we've got about 10 minutes left now.
Todo listo.
Was there anything you wanted to focus on for the last 10 minutes of the lesson?
Everything we've gone over thus far, I think it would be best if I just really try to hold on.
Uno.
Sounds good. If that was charged partition rising tackle, I would have taken a good bit more damage too. Get consistent with it. Also, make sure that you're choosing options. Like, if you Burning Knuckle in that position, there's really not that much you can do to stop me from hitting you. Other than just all the faith in the world.
Yay! Alright. Oof.
Nice. Whoops. You almost died off that. That's crazy. Surprise. No one expects that option.
That's a good option.
But I figured you were going to press some kind of button after landing on me, so I just jumped out of the way and hit it.
Yeah. Stick in here, stick in here.
Todo listo.
But yeah, if you think someone's going to try and pressure your shield, you can literally just stop it for free with Charge Partition Rising Tackle if you expect it.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry, I got you. Right there. You could have killed me with a rising tackle. For future reference, if you're on platforms against characters with good command grabs, it's almost always best to just either roll out, spot dodge, or jump out. Just get out of there. So that wasn't true, by the way. You could definitely air dodge and avoid that up B there.
Oh, okay. I was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to make it in time. All right.
No, you definitely can.
Todo listo.
You just gotta actually do it.
Yeah. Take a chance.
Do it, and it'll all come together.
3, 2, 1, ya.
Oh no, not like this. Good. That's the kind of callouts you like to see.
Ooh, I'm trying to do my tools and went the other way.
Good. Aw. I just had to make sure. I'm sure you understand. Good. Do you see what you did with that jump right there? You gave up the center that you had just worked so hard to earn.
Yeah.
Hold it instead.
Ooh.
Triple weak knee, baby.
That's precision incarnate.
Victoria es para Capitán Falcon.
Okay. We try one more crack at this. I think we got like
Yeah, we have time for one more game.
one more. All right. Let's see if I can get at least one.
Todo listo.
Rising charge tackle to ready. Stick and move, stick and move.
3, 2, 1, ya.
Oh no. Just letting you know, you also have a consistent double jump having a disadvantage. Want to be careful with that because when you're consistently double jumping at a disadvantage, it's like playing poker with part of your hand revealed. I no longer have to consider some of those other possibilities because you have that. And when I don't have to consider some of these other possibilities, it makes covering what you have left a lot easier. You just gave up stage control. Hold it. Put on pressure. Like so. That's how you secure stocks and take advantage of the stage control you just worked so hard to gain in the first place. That's the Yoshi Story special, is Up Smash killing stupid early.
I was trying to do the words to talk about taking coffee.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were gonna go for it at that timing, so I just threw it down, caught it. But yeah, with that in mind, I think that about sums up our time. Gave you a lot to think about and work on. Make sure you learn those rising tackle timings. And otherwise, just make sure you take time to work on each of the individual concepts we worked on today, okay? Work on every single one until you feel like you're very comfortable and fully understand it. And then from that point onwards, work on to the next one, okay?
All right,
Until you've gotten all of them. And once all of that is done, I guarantee there will be a large, noticeable improvement in your gameplay.
Alright. That's gonna be my homework.
Yep. Except unlike school homework, which I personally hated, you're gonna like this because you'll feel yourself getting stronger with each part.
Correct, yeah.
It's like, it's kind of like how going to the gym is technically a form of work too, but it feels great the stronger you get, so it just feels great, you know?
Definitely, yeah.
To feel your own gains. Alright, either way, that sums up our time. You take care and have a good one, okay?
I appreciate you so much, Fatality. Thank you very much.
Oh, leather jacket? Yes, that's 100% accurate. Against most of my students, I will intentionally slow down a lot of my play so I can focus on really hammering home certain concepts. Because after all, the whole point is to teach, you know? So like, I will intentionally go for things I wouldn't otherwise, or go for some things more than I would otherwise,